California. Welcome back to the show, Congressman. On your side of it, you're one of the Democrats who's been, I think it's fair to say, a centrist on this issue. You've been pushing your own party, right, to do more, and it doesn't seem like anything's getting done. Your thoughts, first of all, on yesterday, another failure, which I guess wasn't unexpected on the Senate side.
Well, thanks for having me, Connell. It was disappointing, and I'm a big believer that you need to work together. You need to, particularly in an era of divided government that we have now, before you bring a bill to the floor, whether the House or the Senate, try to work together and actually have the votes. And what's sad about this particular bill is that it did have the votes back in February. Republicans insisted on that border security deal as part of the overall package to provide aid to Ukraine and our Democratic allies. And Senator Lankford and Senator Sinema worked with Chris Murphy.
Right.
They came up with this bill, and Trump killed it dead, and we knew it was going to die this week, too. So I don't like any sort of...
we did a bunch of segments at the time that called out Republicans for doing just exactly what you're describing. But at this time around, a bunch of people are looking at it and saying, all right, we knew that happened. Now it's Senator Schumer who's the one playing politics because he knew this would fail. And Lankford, to your point, didn't even vote for it. Let me play a little bit of what Lankford had to say, the senator who wrote the original bill, about why he was a no yesterday. Let's listen.
I'm going to vote no on a bill that I think should pass, but there's been no effort to really get this to pass. Let's get us back to the table. Let's actually resolve this issue as we need to get done.
I think he and other Republicans are basically saying Schumer brought this up as political cover for some, John Tester and other Democrats who are in the Senate in kind of vulnerable states and places. He thought maybe this could help them. Isn't that a fair criticism that there's politics now on the Democratic side?
Well, I heard the words of Senator Lankford that you just played, and I agreed with them. And that's why it's so critically important that we try to come together again. It's not easy when the other side, in the House anyway, the other side doesn't really seem interested in any sort of bipartisan negotiation. They brought their bill, H.R. 2, without any input from House Democrats, and they knew that that bill was going to die in the Senate. So I don't want to cast aspersions and place blame and point fingers. I think far too many politicians on both sides are doing it. I think it's a national security issue, and it ought to be nonpartisan, Connell.
So the president could do something, right? And we've been waiting and waiting for something on executive action, but so far we haven't seen it. Isn't that surprising to you that he hasn't moved yet?
Well, the president did discuss giving Border Patrol more authority to deport those who don't pass background checks. I think that's a positive step, but it doesn't go far enough. And I'm reading the public reports, as perhaps some of your viewers are, that there are ongoing discussions with the Mexican government. I know there's an election in Mexico coming up in a couple weeks, and my hope is that after that election, that with whatever new president, we're able to work together and get Mexico to play a constructive role, because the cartels are the real problem here. So long as it's easier for somebody to go on TikTok and Instagram and pay $7,000 or $8,000, $10,000 to a cartel to get them to come across illegally than it is for that same person to navigate through the CBP1 app and eventually get some success with that and come across legally. So long as it's easier to do the cartel route, we're going to get nowhere. And Mexico needs to step up, because they have not done nearly enough to prevent these cartels from taking advantage of people from all around the world. That's the other thing for your viewers. It's not Mexico sending people. It is Ecuador, Colombia, India, Pakistan, China, all over the world. But Mexico could do a lot more to prevent it on their end.
All right, Congressman, a Democrat from California, Mike Levin, his district runs right along the Pacific coast, just north of San Diego, I believe. So, this is an issue that matters to you and your constituents. We thank you for coming on and talking about it with us once again.